Addod Solutions. Add-on desired.
Hello viewers, welcome to Addod Solutions Daily Current Affairs. I'm Lokesh Penugonda. This session is designed for aspirants who are preparing for banking, groups and such other competitive examinations. We cover news articles from both the Hindu and the Indian Express. Make use of this session. Our first article is dealing with the AISHA report for the year 2019 and 20. So what is this AISHA report? AISHA stands for All India Survey on Higher Education. So it stands for All India Survey on Higher Education. So the shortcut is AISHE. This is an initiative of the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education. So every year the Ministry of Education will conduct several surveys through the AISHE. The objective of conducting these surveys is to know what are the problems and challenges the educational system in the country are facing, so that the Ministry of Education can take the necessary steps. And according to the AISHE 2019 and 20 report, the gender gap when it comes to the BCom program has been done away with. So if you see in this image, the number of girls per every 100 male when it comes to BA is 127. That means for every 100 male students in the BCom BA program, there are 127 female students. Similarly, for BSc, for every 100 male students, there are 113 female students. Whereas in the BCom, for the first time in the year 2019 and 20, for every 100 male students, we got 100 female students. So if you observe, in the before year, that is 2018 and 19, for every 100 male students, there were only 99 female students. So only for the first time, we got gender similarities and gender equality when it comes to BCom degree in the year 2019 and 20. And if you observe that there is no gender equality in BTech, because there are just 42 female students for every 100 male students in the BTech. So the Ministry of Education would be taking necessary steps to promote the education of females in the BTech and other technological education. Next we have an article which is dealing with the genomic surveillance of virus. 4 Indian cities, that is the city of Hyderabad, city of New Delhi, Pune and Bengaluru, have stated that they have come together to build a consortium for genomic surveillance of virus. So why are they building or bringing a consortium or an organization to keep a surveillance on the virus? The objective is to keep a surveillance on the SARS-CoV-2 virus. SARS-CoV-2 virus. As we all know that this is a virus that is responsible for the coronavirus. That is responsible for the coronavirus or the COVID-19 disease. So to know if there are any changes in the genetic structure of this virus, this consortium is being established by these 4 cities. So why are these cities trying to know if there is any change in the genetic structure of this coronavirus? Last year, when the coronavirus was first emerged, it had relatively less infectious power, it had relatively less death rate, and in the year 2021, in the COVID-19 second wave in India, what we have witnessed is huge infection rate and huge death rate. The reason behind this high infection rate is that of the Delta variant, is due to the Delta variant. Experts have stated that when the coronavirus have undergone a genetic mutation, that is when the genetic material in this virus has undergone a change, it became more powerful, and this new variant of the coronavirus is termed as the Delta variant or the Indian variant. And now these cities have stated that to know and to identify any future genetic mutations that could take place, we are bringing in this consortium, and they have stated that this consortium will complement the existing INSACOG. So what is the INSACOG? INSACOG stands for Indian SARS-CoV-2 Consortium on Genomics. So you can see here that INSACOG stands for Indian SARS-CoV-2 Consortium on Genomics. So at an all India level, we already have a body that is keeping a surveillance on the COVID-19 related virus. As this body has failed to identify the mutation change in the COVID-19, we could not take many steps at a faster rate. So even though this body has provided enough information regarding the Delta variant, but this information was delayed. So to prevent such happening, these 4 cities, namely the Hyderabad, New Delhi, Pune and Bengaluru, has come together to start one more consortium. Next we have an article where the Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has requested the Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, requesting that the BEAD model of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana be implemented in the entire state of Maharashtra. So what is the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana that is mentioned in this article? Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is a crop insurance scheme. It is a crop insurance scheme. Every year we hear that some farmers have committed suicide after their crops fail. So when their crops fail, they will have to face the financial burden due to this issue, and they might even commit suicide. So to prevent such happening, the crop insurance schemes are being promoted by the union government in a big way. Why are the crop insurance scheme being promoted? First is, if you have a crop insurance scheme, even when your crop is failed and it could not give you enough yield, the crop insurance will help you out by providing some amount that you have insured. Let's assume that there is person A and let's assume that there is person B. So we are taking example of 2 persons, person A and person B. Person A has taken an insurance of 5 lakh rupees. So he has taken a crop insurance of 5 lakh rupees. That means if his crop failed, he will get a maximum amount of 5 lakh. Person B did not take any crop insurance scheme. And in the year 2020, let's assume that both the crops of Mr. A and Mr. B fails. In this case, person B might get a maximum amount of 5 lakhs. So at least he'll get a amount less than 5 lakhs as he has paid some amount as crop insurance scheme, and Mr. B would not even get a penny for his crop loss. So to help farmers to get at least some amount of money to cover their losses, the crop insurance scheme will be helpful. And the Indian government in the year 2016 has come out with the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. This is a crop insurance scheme which is providing crop insurance to the farmers at very subsidized prices, at a highly subsidized price. Farmers will have to pay just 1.5% of the premium amount when it comes to Rabi crop. They have to pay 2% of the premium amount if it is a Kharif crop, and they have to pay 5% of the premium if it is a commercial or a horticultural crop. They have to pay 5% if it is a commercial or horticultural crop. We will see the usage and working of this with an example. Let's take Mr. A. Mr. A has 1 acre of land and he has cultivated rice in his 1 acre. Mr. A has utilized the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and he wants to insure his crop for 50,000. So in case of any crop losses or crop failure, he will get 50,000 rupees. To get 50,000 rupees, Mr. A might have to pay 1,000 rupees as premium amount. So if he pays 1,000 rupees now and if there is a failure in the crop, he will get a maximum amount of 50,000. And for the 1,000 rupees, he would just pay 15 rupees if this is a Rabi crop. So what about the remaining 985 rupees? This remaining amount, that is the remaining 98.5%, will be paid by the union and the state governments. So you can see here that the farmer is just paying 1.5% of the premium amount. The rest will be paid by the states and the union government. So that is how he will, by paying just a small amount, get a huge amount back in case of crop losses. Next we have an article dealing with the Global Home Price Index. The Global Home Price Index. This is a quarterly index. That means this index will be provided and published for every 3 months. So it is a quarterly report. And for the financial year 2021 and for the quarter 1, India is ranked in 55th position regarding the Global Home Price Index. So what is this Global Home Price Index? This is an index provided by a firm called as the Knight Frank, and it will look into the housing price appreciation. Housing price appreciation. So what is this housing price appreciation? Let's take an example. There is person A. Person A bought 2 homes. He bought a home in India and he bought a home in Turkey. And he bought both these homes in the year 2020. So last year he has bought 2 homes. So he bought a home in India for 100 rupees and he bought a home in Turkey for 100 rupees. And this year, that is exactly after 1 year, the house which he has bought in India is valued now at just 98.4 rupees. That is, there is a loss of 1.6 rupees. So what you can understand is that the price of this house has been depreciated, whereas the 100 rupees house he has bought in Turkey is now being valued at 132 rupees. That means there is a appreciation or increase of 32 rupees. So the annual house appreciation report provides the increase or decrease in the value of the houses in various countries. And according to the quarter 1 of 2021 report, India has been ranked at 55th position, and it is stated that there is a depreciation of 1.6%. That means if you bought a house in India last year for 100 rupees, then you will get just 98.6 rupees back, whereas the country Turkey is ranked at first, and it is stated in this report that there is 32% appreciation. So if you bought a house in Turkey for 100 rupees last year, it will be valued at 132 rupees. So this is what this index is dealing about. Next we have an article where the Reserve Bank of India for the first time in almost 9 years has increased the ATM transaction prices. So it has increased the interchange fee and it has increased the charge that will be charged by a person after free withdrawals. So what is the interchange fees? Let's say there is person A. Person A has a bank account in the State Bank of India, and when he goes out to withdraw some amount, he could not find any state bank nearby. So what he will do is he will go to the nearby HDFC bank ATM and he will take or he will draw some money, as Mr. A, who is a customer of SBI and who is not a customer of HDFC, is using the services of HDFC ATM. The HDFC will charge some money from the state bank. So as a non-customer is using the ATM for financial transactions or non-financial transactions, the bank which he has will be charged a certain amount. This is the interchange fee, and the RBI has stated that the banks can increase their interchange fee from 15 to 17 rupees for financial transactions and from 5 to 6 rupees for non-financial transactions. So what do you mean by the financial transactions and non-financial transactions? So we'll take a same example. Person A has state bank account and he went to HDFC. If he is withdrawing money from HDFC, even though he has a state bank account, then the HDFC will charge 17 rupees from now onwards from the State Bank. Whereas if he is just going to HDFC ATM to know his balance, so he might go to this ATM to change his PIN to know the balance. In this case, HDFC will charge 6 rupees from the State Bank of India, because it is the State Bank of India's customer who is utilizing the HDFC Bank ATM services. So this is with respect to the interchange fee. And next is the charge after free withdrawals is also hiked from 20 rupees to 21 rupees. Every bank will give you free transactions. If you have a State Bank of India account, then State Bank of India will say that in every month you can utilize our ATM for 5 transactions. It may be financial or non-financial. And if you go to the State Bank of India ATM again for the 6th transaction, then this ATM, even though you are its own customer, it will charge you some amount. This is called as the this will be called as the charge after the free withdrawals. And now this free withdrawal hike has been increased from 20 rupees to 21 rupees, and the increases has been done so after the Reserve Bank of India's committee has recommended it. In the year 2019, the Reserve Bank of India constituted a committee under the chairmanship of Mr. V.G. Kannan. Mr. V.G. Kannan is the ex-CEO of Indian Bank Association, and his committee, that is the committee he has chaired, has recommended the RBI to increase these transaction charges because it's already been 7 to 8 years even by then. Next we have an article where the Tata Digital have bought a majority stake in the 1mg, and the Tata Group have stated that this is in line with the vision of the company to create a digital economy which is catering needs of customer in many services. That is, they are stating that this is in line with our policy of bringing in a super app. A super app. So what do you mean by a super app? Super app is nothing but a single app that will provide you numerous services. We have many applications, that is the mobile apps. For example, to book a flight ticket, you might use Make My Trip. To book a food delivery, you might use Zomato. Similarly, for education, we have an app. For insurance, we have other app. So to bring all these services into one platform is called as the super app. So a single app will provide you numerous services. And the Tata Group have stated earlier that creation and bringing in the Indian market of the super app is in cards regarding the Tata Group. So you can see in this image how a single app called as WeChat. So there is an app called as a WeChat. It provides all these services. It provides services relating to transportation, food, e-scooters, express delivery, groceries, rewards, and much more. Next, we have an article dealing with the modification of subsidies given by the FAME2 scheme. So, what is the FAME2 scheme that is in the news? FAME stands for faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles. Faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles. Through this scheme, the government is promoting and incentivizing the electric vehicle buyers. So, this is a scheme that will incentivize and promote electric vehicle sales in the country. So, what will this scheme do? This scheme will provide subsidy to the electric vehicle buyers, and yesterday the subsidy given to the scheme is increased from 10,000 per kilowatt to 15,000 per kilowatt. Let's assume that you are planning to buy an electric vehicle at 1 lakh rupees, and if you feel that 1 lakh rupees is a high amount, you might not buy this electric vehicle. So what the government will do is, the government will subsidize this vehicle. So if the government say that we will provide 35,000 rupees as a subsidy and you have to pay only 65,000 rupees, more amount of people can go and buy this vehicle. That's why the government has come out with this FAME scheme. So what you need to understand is that FAME, which stands for Faster Adoption Manufacturing of Electric Vehicles, is a scheme launched by the government, and currently it is in phase 2. That means earlier the government has completed phase 1 of this scheme and now we are in phase 2. And it deals with promotion and incentivizing of electric vehicle sales in the country. Next, we have an article where the DIPAM and the Niti Aayog has accepted the BEML plan regarding the creation of a new wholesale subsidiary. So, what is the BEML that is in the news? BEML stands for Bharat Earth Movers Limited. This is a public sector enterprise that is manufacturing equipment relating to the mining industries and other heavy earth industries, and this is owned by the government of India. And now, as the government is planning to sell a majority of the BEML, what it is doing is it is doing away, or it is moving its surplus assets to other company. So it is moving its surplus assets to other company, and to transfer the surplus assets to other company, BEML has proposed incorporation of a new company, and both the Niti Aayog and DIPAM, which stands for Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, has accepted this proposal. And with this, we have come to the end of this session. Inform about Addod's initiative to your other aspirant friends, and you can go and visit our website for attempting mock test based on the daily current affairs. Thank you.
Addod Solutions. Add-on Desires.